Yo, what is up? I don't often get to make videos about artillery pieces, but this is a great opportunity. We are looking at the Conqueror gun carrier tier 10 SPG, one of only 5 tier 10 artillery pieces in this game. I have 3 of them, and today we're going to talk about the Conqueror gun carrier. Now, if you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. This helps out my channel a lot. This is the best way you can support my channel. And here we are in Malinovka, and we are on the south spawn. This is the Clan Wars or Advances event that we're playing, or is this Clan Wars? I can't really remember. But anyway, this is the Conqueror gun carrier, and these are the stats of the Conqueror gun carrier. 500 HP hit points, 34 kilometers an hour going forward, which is not that bad. It has a reload time of 44 seconds. Of course, this is stock, and if you do penetrate, it penetrates at 1200 damage. Of course, the penetration is only 59 millimeters, which means you seldom going to penetrate unless you drop it right on top of a EBR or a light tank, which you will see later in this video. Aim time 5.85 seconds, the dispersion 1.04 seconds, a long time gun dispersion. Normally you see our tanks with gun dispersions of 0.3 something, or even the heavy tanks or IS, you know, slow aiming tanks have dispersion of 0.4, right? The splash radius on this tank, that's the only difference between using standard shells, standard HE shells and premium HE shells, is the radius of dispersion. Instead of a 12.20 meters of dispersion, premium shells gives you 13.5 meters of a dispersion, well, not dispersion, sorry, radius. Just over 1.3 meters more splash damage is what you get out of the premium shells. And let me remind you, these premium shells, they are not cheap. They cost 8,000 credits a shot. Conqueror gun carrier is really expensive to run, which is why if you're playing this tank in a team event with your clan, you want to make sure you have your boosters on, credit boosters, so that you can at least break even, or maybe even make a little bit of profit if you did quite well. Now, like I said, there are not a lot of SPGs or artillery pieces. In tier 10 there's only 5, which is you get the Bad Chat, which I do have, the Conqueror gun carrier, the GWE 100 from the German tech tree, Object 261 from the Soviet tech tree, and the T92 HMC from the American tech tree. I have the T92, I have the Bad Chat, and I just picked up this Conqueror gun carrier using all the fragments that I collected over time, and then put them together and just free XP all the way to the Conqueror gun carrier, and whatever balance I had, I spent some of my free XP. Now this is a bonus when you see a group of them clustered together like that, trying to finish off your team. This looks like we're going to lose the game, right? Now what can I do to help the team here? I can shoot these guys and stun them all at once. I might not be able to kill all of them, but all of them are stunned. All of them will have their reticles and their blooms extremely large unless they use their repair kits. And their first aid kits, I mean. So they have terrible reticle for the time being, and this means I can save my team there for maybe another 15-20 seconds before they die, because these guys are going to find it difficult to shoot my teammates, which coincidentally are also hull down in a strong position. So it's not easy for them to kill my team off. This in turn buys time for my team. I need to finish off this guy if I can, because if he's a one-shot, I at least need to take him out so that we take away at least one gun from the game. Now I'm changing my target. If you look at the minimap, I'm just right-clicking on the minimap with my mouse to snap across to the other side and aim there. But I noticed that these 2 tanks are driving straight on to my team at my base. So what I want to try and do is just try to help out my team my teammate here. I don't know which one I want to shoot at, the 279 or the Chieftain. In hindsight, in retrospect, I should have shot at the Chieftain. I think the Chieftain would have been a better target for me to focus down instead of this 279E. He does have a little less hit points. I should have tried to shoot at him instead of the 279. But in any case, our team is sitting on the enemy cap circle there. Hopefully they can finish off that EBR that's rushing towards them in the cap circle, and maybe we can cap this out. This is a really narrow win. We should have lost this game. I don't know how we managed to pull this one out of our ass. Looks like this guy is rushing back to try and spot them and reset the cap, but we might have just have enough time to cap it out in the end. I did manage to get spotted. I didn't want to move my hull there. As you know, when you move your hull, you lose all your camo. So if you keep your hull stationary, you can stay camoed up for a longer period of time. And this is the second game I wanted to show you. We are in steps on the south spawn, and this is my CGC setup. I have 2.7 skill crews with BIA. Now, like I said, I free XP'd this all the way to the CGC. I did not play any tank in the SPG line on the British tech tree. 2.7 skills, I got them by using the free XP thing, and by using by buying crew, the crew books, the 2 million crew books. I think I bought 2 million, 2 crew books or 3 crew books or something like that to get 2.7 skills. But anyway, I have gun lane drive, vents, rammer, and I'm running food. I got my reload time down to 36.39 seconds. The damage, of course, still the same when you penetrate, 1200. Penetration is still the same, 59. Damage is still the same. My aim time reduced slightly to 4.77 seconds, and my dispersion, now remember that dispersion earlier on was 1.05 or something like that. Reduced it down to 0.95. Now remember, every time after you shoot, you want to relocate, just in case the enemy is scouting your position. The enemy artillery could be counter batterying you, so he could be looking at this location, looking for the fire trail that comes out from my gun, and he can speculate where exactly I am and fire a blind shot and possibly kill me off. Now I'm expecting the 277 to still be here, and he was, because at the end, at the results, I noticed that I did a lot of shots on that 277, some blind shots, and this is an amazing shot. I knew he was going to stay there. I almost completely killed him off, but I didn't. I knew he was going to stay there because he was stuck behind that rock while our 907 was camping him. He couldn't leave that rock without taking a shot from that 907, and he stayed there too long, enough for me to cross my fingers and click that button. Now, the Conqueror CGC is the most sought after SPG artillery piece you can have in this game. If you are looking for an artillery gun SPG, look no further. This is the tank you want to go for. Why? This is the first choice when it comes to tournaments, clan events, any kind of team events. People are going to pick the Conqueror gun carrier as an SPG in this game. So when you have this tank in your arsenal, you are almost always going to get picked. But of course, there's going to be a lot of people in your clan that's going to have a Conqueror gun carrier as well. This is no secret. A lot of people have this tank because it is a desirable tank. It is the equivalent to a 279 or a Chieftain in terms of tier 10 viability. That's how good the Conqueror gun carrier is. It is right up there in the same class as a 279E or as a Chieftain or as a 907. The Conqueror gun carrier is one of the first choice picks when it comes to tournament play. So if you have this tank in your arsenal, and when the caller is picking out tanks and you ready up a Conqueror gun carrier, he's gonna consider picking you, providing you have a little bit of experience and a proven track record. Now, as for me, I do not play any of my tier 10 SPGs or artillery pieces in random battles and all. I use them exclusively for tournaments and clan wars. One, I feel kind of dirty playing SPGs. I think it's a little bit unbalanced and kind of unfair when you can shoot people without them returning fire to you. There's really no skill to this. I'm actually sitting back on my chair, reclined all the way back. I'm almost actually lying down. I'm actually the same, my head is actually the same level as my keyboard right now. That's how far reclined back I am. I'm looking up at the monitors, my two monitors, while I am one-handing this with my mouse. Occasionally I need to WASD to drive forward. Basically it's really easy to play SPGs. There's really no magic to it. Just learn how to shift and right click on the map to snap into your positioning, to focus in, and it's kind of pretty easy. Like I said, I'm running this tank with only 2.7 skills. I do not even have 6th sense on this tank. I think I've mentioned this before in all my SPGs. I don't even use the 6th sense skill for my commander. I save that skill for some other specialty skill that I can benefit the crew, like a gun handling crew, or maybe what is that skill that trains up all your crew? The other one is recon, situational awareness. I forgot the name of that skill anyway, on the commander, where you increase the skills of all your other players. So I don't even have 6th sense skill in any of my artillery commanders. I'd rather have that extra slot of skill used to train my aiming, my gun skills. It's going to be more useful because you are going to be more accurate. You don't really need 6th sense. You see me moving here, WASD, moving around the map with my gun. I'm not trying to look for better angles. What I'm trying to do is keep myself in a position where I'm in between my entire team. I noticed that the right side or the east side was losing slightly. The enemies were pushing forward. 279s and chieftains were pushing forward. We could have lost that eastern flank, which is why I moved all the way to the left side, just to make myself a little bit safer, a little bit further from the fire zone. Just try to stay out of it. There, I got the final shot out of him. Now you look at my damage, only 3,571 damage in this game. It turned out to be 4,500 damage, and that's because I did 2 blind shots into the object 277 early in that game, which earned me that extra 1,000 damage. And anyway, 139,000 credits I earned there. That's because we've got the clan credit bonus on, which is another extra 30%. This was the first game in Malinovka. I have 3.6k damage. The Conqueror gun carrier review. If you don't have it, this is the tank you want. You will be a popular guy in your clan. You will get picked a lot for clan wars, and you will also have a little bit of fun. Now you understand why a lot of people like to play SPGs and artillery pieces. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember, give this video a like. It helps me out a lot. Thanks, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.